the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Meeting will please come to order. We do have proper posting. Yes, we may. Okay. Members of the public who wish to speak. All right. Item number 1 is to approve the minutes of April 23rd meetings. We have those. We can bring those. We're not doing them
No,
today.
that's not
Oh,
on
I
this
got it.
agenda.
Hmm?
May the 3rd,
You will have the wrong one?
yeah.
Oh, this is Monday, Dave's.
Sorry about that.
Never mind. We're gonna open bids for tree cutting removal.
There were 4 vendors that were sent this package. It was in the newspaper for 2 weeks, and we received 4 bids. Okay, so this one's from Ryan's Tree Service, and we'll put it on a spreadsheet and all the ones, and so that y'all can look at it.
Ryan's Tree Service is the company that come cut the oak trees over here at that office a couple of years ago. That was running, lives down there. No, he's down there on County Road 340.
I will say that the total hourly rate, of course, it just depends on all the things, you know, the per hour, the dump trailer, skid steer, backhoe, and so forth. But that one was his averaged, if you had them all, I guess, $3.75 per hour.
How much?
$3.75. If you.
We'll have to look and make sure it's apples to apples because
Let me ask you this, do we want to open these, make copies and give them to the commissioners and then come back and warn?
Right, well, what I was gonna do is put them on a spreadsheet, so it would be easier for them to compare them.
Yes.
Instead of, but I mean,
We're not
it's either
gonna
one.
award today.
No. In fact, we didn't even, well, anyway, we're gonna open them, so, okay.
What's the company, Brian?
Ryan's,
Oh, okay.
Ryan's.
or
This one is RYANS.
We already have it on the 8th to award.
Yes. Solly and Sons is the next one that we received. Okay.
How much an hour for him?
It was 900 per day, or 1,800.
we're gonna need to set it on a spreadsheet.
1,800 per day or 900 a half a day. See, he did at $225 per hour,
Okay.
and I guess,
$25 an hour?
but he didn't bid
But the
all
deal
the
is that
things.
2 men, is that 3 men, is that a,
Well, and so this is how, you know, we bid it out according to, I think y'all added some things to this, or Andy did, somebody, you know, a year or 2 ago. But this is with a foreman, a climber, a groundman, a bucket truck, a chip truck. He's saying all the things, whatever it is $225 per hour, but you may not need all these. So it wouldn't be $225 per hour, but that's what he's saying, $225 per hour. He didn't bid.
Use all those, it would be more than $25 an hour. Chip, what kind
that's
of,
what we may have.
So,
That's what we're
We
getting
just
at.
plan to have- this
If
is
it's
not
one
apples to
person-
apples, right?
If it's one person doing all of it, it's gonna take longer, so that's. Anyway, let's,
Right.
yeah, you can look at that and then we'll have another discussion.
so.
Do they have insurance? Is that on the,
Yes, they have to have insurance. Liability.
yes, ma'am.
Ken Phillips, he's got all of his listed on there. He's $537 an hour. That's if they use them all.
much to, how much was it, 5:30?
537. And then this one is Rutherford. 200 hourly, regardless, I guess. He did the same thing, 200 hourly for tree service.
There's a whole lot of.
I know that's why we do this individually, they need to bid that, you know, accordingly, but, so it's apples to apples. So you know,
Well, the disposal of it too got to enter in there. They gonna haul it off, we got the place right there.
Well, that's just it, part of that hourly charge is a truck and a dump trailer on some of them.
right, dump trailer, skid steer, yeah, all of that. So it's all included, but it's 200 hourly of what they, I guess, of what they do. No matter what they use.
I want to make a copy of those sheets to give to Landers.
Yes.
Thank you.
I sure will.
Very good. We need to make notes on that.
We gonna
In
forward
case
it.
we have to read this.
Did everybody do it? On those lines where it says whatever they use, did they do, they put the valve on there?
No,
How many people did
but
that?
2 did and 2 didn't.
The two that did was Solly and
But it didn't.
Ken Phillips.
Phillips, and Solly are the ones that put it on there.
Right, I think so.
No,
No,
Ryan-
Solid did, Ryan
and
did.
Phillips put it-
Ryan and Phillips
Broke it out.
broke it out.
And how much was Ryan an hour, what you said it was?
It's 375,
How much?
375.
Right here now.
All right, so if we'll get that, then we have it on the 8th page to talk about. An award, and it's not.
Okay, a question on that right quick. So, when we look at awarding it on the 8th, if we choose one of them, can we use them for, can we spend our money?
No. And the reason why we can't is because there's certain, I would have needed to have put certain verbiage in the public ad and in the bid notices that go out. They have a certain
Language that you have to
language,
have in there.
yes.
Now, if we decide to rebid, you know, send it out again, is that, when you're using grant funds, sometimes it's questionable as to what they really will accept and not.
And that would be a question that I would run that by Grant
Where
Works.
that grant works, if we decide
I
to
feel like it
rebid.
would be okay
Yeah,
because it has to do with the roads and everything, but I would make sure of that,
yeah,
if that's what y'all wanted to do.
all right. Anything else on this? If not, if
We
we
can't
want to
accept them all.
No,
That's, but if we did
Okay.
accept,
no.
Why?
You can't, the only reason why we can accept the road-based material is that it's supposed to be the lower in one area or the other. Per statute, you can accept all, but you cannot, you know, you can only accept the lowest and best bid.
Mhm.
It has to be the low, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the lowest, but it's the lowest and best bid.
What if you have an emergency and they're not available?
And you can call somebody else. If it's an
Okay,
emergency,
that's all I wanna know.
you can call somebody else out, and we'll just write on the, you can just write on the ticket, you know, emergency, could not, whatever the situation is.
Okay.
All right, anything else? If not,
Two now.
Got 2 and 3.
On the back, you got another page, got another page. All right, guys.
all right, number 2, go out for bids for a mini excavator for precinct 3. Motion,
I make a motion.
second.
all in favor, aye.
Okay, let me think about this. Discuss going out for bids for many. And we need to, can we put this in the motion to use the ARP funds, correct?
Yes, to use our funds.
To use the
That special language.
American
we'll have-
Rescue
Get the
Funds for
verbiage right.
precinct
Get the verbiage
3.
right with the special language for the.
Yes, and it's
All
got
right,
to
so what does the motion need to be, so we'll have the correct?
to
So we're
approve
gonna
going out for bids
Motion is to go out for bids for the mini excavator.
for Precinct 3 Road and Bridge using ARP, American Rescue Funds.
Okay, that wasn't bad.
That's your motion.
That's my motion.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Item number 3, going out for bids for judicial court and county clerk software.
Okay, I talked to Dane when we had our special meeting the other day. That was a really good deal because we did identify what offices are gonna be affected once E-Force kicks in, and then it became what company out there has a solution to our problem. We know that there are 4 people that we can get bids from.
At minimum, I would say.
Okay, but we have 4 that were given to us from the E-Force salesman. When Dane talked to the people at Hill Country, they are currently in over 100 county clerk's offices in the state of Texas right now. And apparently, as that company evolved, there was a net data guy that left net data, a programming engineer, so he helped facilitate the programs that Hill Country uses. And so they are one of the companies that has a solution, and knowing that they're out there, we thought it would be good to go ahead from a time standpoint to go out for bids and have these other 3 companies get with Dane, and that way it can be apples to apples. He can tell them exactly what we're needing for each office.
Is that the sheet we had in our office that showed what counties used what?
That's different.
That's auditors.
That was more for their offices. This bid's for really gonna cover everything from the sheriff's office down to treasury, and
All right,
they
and
want
you-
anything to do with finance.
You will be writing those specs up to give to her for us
Yes,
to
ma'am.
get out.
Can you list the 4 company names that y'all talked about?
There's gonna be more than this. The particular ones that were brought up were Odyssey Tyler, Hill Country, FundView Fast, OpenGov,
Funding fast?
FundView,
FundView.
and they refer to them as Fast also.
FAST.
And then
Oh,
EDOC Tech, I believe it's.
So EDOC Tech is in addition
Well,
to.
EDOC Tech, I'm not feeling real good about those guys. I met with them already. But there's some concerns there. So the other ones, and then I'll be putting more on the list, I'm sure, as we.
So one of them was OpenGov.
Right, OpenGov is what Fairfield's using them to some extent. They said Odyssey, Tyler, which we're all aware of, Hill Country, which is what we're talking about, and then this EDOC Tech, but I'm not feeling real good about those guys.
So that's 5 on your list right there. But we can send packets out to more.
Right, yeah, I have one. And the other thing, there's a lot of considerations with this, of what some of these software companies can do. I know that we had received a bid, I believe from Tyler. I believe you shared a bid with me back from last year. And it goes around the data conversion. I think they were targeting around $300,000 a year ago on data conversion with the Odyssey program, the Tyler thing. Right now, based on what they're telling me with, and these are just kind of verbal, not in writing or anything as of yet, but their data conversion, they're looking at about $10,000 to $15,000 per department that will convert, doesn't matter how many documents, all in one little, or 1 year or 10 years, right? So that's a consideration we gotta take in place. But when these bids, some of these bids, like with Hill Country, they're coming in on more like a SaaS type of operation, which is basically a user seat, so we pay so much per user. So those are the things we're gonna have to weigh out. Say like when we bought E-Force was $275,000 or whatever, right, that we paid cash up front. Where the way they work is by per seat license. So the only upfront cash we'd have would be the data conversion from that data to be able to integrate into, say, in their system in particular. Then it would just go to a monthly flat rate per user, like $200 a month per user. We estimate there's roughly 20 users, so like $4,000 a month, versus some of these softwares like, say, the Odyssey program, and I don't have a price from them, but I know we're talking $300,000 just for data conversion. That's not even starting the system. So this is where, when we're trying to weigh out parallels to where the value is, yeah, it's per user, which it means we don't have to pay as much cash up front, obviously. It's easier for budgetary purpose, right? And that includes all support. There's 100% support included in that price. The thing, what you get into is, when you're doing a license like that, you don't own the software. So you're going to be paying that price for eternity, as long as you're using that system. So it's not like, so in the long run, it's more money. In the short run, it's better from the initial cash outlay, I guess what I'm getting at. And each one's going to be a little bit different. Some of them will be per seat, and some of them will be, give us $500,000 up front, is what you're looking at.
But that's why we're going out for
Yeah,
bid.
we won't have to bid that.
I guess my only question would be, and y'all may have already done this, and so I'm just throwing it out there, would be, not all software is equal. So therefore, some software would work better. I'm just gonna speak from my office's standpoint. Some software, if I demo it, I'm gonna know real quick if I think that's gonna work for me or not work for me. So if you're going out for bids but maybe not have a demo yet, how do you know if that software is even gonna be good? It
Well,
may be a good price, but it might not work for you. And you know, maybe
But I think that obviously is going to be something that's, I agree with you 100%. We got to get, the users need to be a big part of the decision-making process, you know. So in particular with this Hill Country, we're already trying to get them in the schedule. I don't know what y'all's schedules look like, but they're willing to bring a team in to sit down, you know, bring a demo, right? Come in, let the user sit down, explain to it. They said that they need it's 2 weeks out to get them on the schedule. Right now, they're going to be out from the 8th to the 10th and the 15th. Any dates except for that, we can get them on the schedule. We can do it here. Commissioner's Court, could find another room, wherever, however y'all.
But there's 4 offices that I think they're
Right.
affected, so as long as they can meet with those 4 offices, I don't think it has to
That's
be any more.
county clerk, district clerk,
District attorney
District
and
attorney.
district court.
And my only comment was just maybe y'all want to demo before you go out for bids, because if you already know that company, it's not gonna work for you because the software isn't good. And I mean, y'all do what you want. I'm just saying from a standpoint of working in county government and having to go through software changes before, you're wanting to demo that first to see if it's even gonna be something that's gonna work with your system
There's
before
no
you
need
go
to
out
bid
for
it
bids.
if it's not gonna work.
That's my thoughts, but that's
No
just.
need by-
This,
I was looking in a different direction. We're trying to get the ball rolling so that we can go out for bids, because they should still be bidding the same thing.
yeah.
Okay, we don't have to, just like we did on the tree service today, we're not awarding the bid. We can go out for bids and we can accept the bids, and then they can come in and do
Open the
their,
bids, we can open the bids.
open the bids.
Yeah.
But
But
before we
first,
make our mind up, we've gotten that 2-week time frame behind us, and they can do their demoing, and everybody can talk to them. There should be a meeting with each company, all 4 officers should be there. I was just trying to get the actual running the ad over with, and to find out who's serious about serving this county.
and it's going to be there's going to be a pretty, there'll be a pretty quick fallout of who's going to be a potential and who's not, right? And I think that the whole deal is that we're in this situation, we need to keep this ball moving.
Exactly.
If I sit here and start calling vendors, when can you get in here? Well, I can get in there next month, you know. We're pushing. Now, I know, and once again, just because I've had some long conversation with Hill Country, as of the date I was talking to them a week or so ago, they said, if you were to pull the trigger today, say you guys have gone through your process, you pulled it today, y'all be number 6 in line on our implementation, which is going to put you the first part of October. But if we went ahead and had an agreement in place, what we can do is we go ahead and start to do the data conversion, right? So we start the data conversion, running up to the actual tie-in to eForce and the launch of the software, ideally first to middle of October, right? Because a lot of the legwork's been done. That's another thing we got to consider, and that is a big consideration, is the data conversion, because there's not everybody's going to be able to do the data conversion from that data. Okay, that's a big what if. We know it's very expensive. The other, well, I'm not even going to get into that. But anyways, the timing
Okay,
is
so the
the
first
timing.
thing is gonna be the bid packet. You talking to, deciding what you need specifications
Yeah.
to bid on.
Yeah.
And then we'll put that out for bid.
And I'll collect that from, I'll get input from each respective department as
Okay.
we do that.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we go out for bids for judicial court and county clerk software.
And district clerk, we put that on there, but it will be district clerk.
And
That could be included, but county
Judicial,
clerk,
yeah.
yeah. For the things, those four that we talked about.
Okay.
All right,
I'll second it.
all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there another page? All right. Anything else that we want to talk about today? Mr. Captain?
I think we need to put the burn ban on somebody to quit raining. Honestly, I'm sorry, man, I don't want to be on camera for this.